3 years ago, Von Wise came to Eastern Illinois as a heralded recruit from Cincinnati's Finneytown High School. He was poised to be the next big play receiver, taking over for recently departed All-American wideout Micah Rucker. That all came to a crashing halt when Wise tore his ACL on the very first practice of his collegiate career.
It was real hard, of course. It was depressing because I had never been hurt before. But as I went farther and farther into the injury, I had guys around me that helped me out through. I had coaches that always made sure I was doing okay. So once I got hurt, it was kind of like, well, now it's just got to get in there and rehab. So sometimes I rehab 2-3 times a day, and that just helped out a lot. And just having the right people around me, my mom too, just helping me out, keeping my head straight.
The injury forced Wise to take a redshirt season in 2008, before slowly attempting to work his way back into the offensive rotation last season. However, Wise would play in only a handful of games and not record any statistics. It was one of the most frustrating seasons of his life.
I had some plays that would just kind of be like, I know I can make that play, but my knee was forcing me to kind of be like, I can't do it as well as I used to be able to do it. So just being able to get better at certain parts of my game, that helped me out too. So that was just the biggest part right there, just looking at some plays and being like, man, if I was 100%, I know I could have got it. So just being able to mature and get better as a football player, that helped out.
Green 8, cut.
Fast forward to the spring drills of 2010, and a new energy can be found in Wise's approach to the game. The Panthers installed a new pistol offense, and with that, Wise made the move from wide receiver to a hybrid tight end.
It was good for him, it was good for the team. Like I said, we enhanced our tight end position group, and he's made a nice transition. He's still developing and learning how to block, and that's the biggest transition for him, but he can use his wide receiver skills, at that spot and help create mismatches against corners, and safeties and linebackers running down the middle of the field.
The transition has paid off for Wise, whose first 2 career catches have resulted in touchdowns. The first one taking place during the Panthers' season opener at Iowa.
That was big for me because the Big Ten, like being from Ohio and Ohio State and all that stuff, you're used to watching those Big Ten teams, and you see Kinnick State and you're just like, wow, like I'm actually playing here. And then my first catch was a touchdown, so it's kind of like it took long enough for it to get here. It just had to be patient, and it finally came. So I couldn't help but be excited because it was 3 years since I had been in the end zone, so that was just big for me.
In addition to it paying off on the field for Wise, it also pays dividends for him on a personal level, as he gets to do something his little brother Ryan will never fully have the opportunity to do, as he has a handicap.
My little brother, he has one hand, so I'm blessed to have 2 hands, so I use them as best as I can. And even though he has one hand that doesn't hold him back at all, when he was little, I helped him out, like as far as basketball, football, just catching and dribbling the ball. So he could do everything a normal kid can do with 2 hands, and my mom is that's just like the biggest joy of my life right there, because everything I've ever been through, any game I've had, she's always been there right by my side. Whenever I have a problem, I can always talk to her. So those are just like the biggest 2 influences in my life right now.
3rd and goal from the 2. Here's Large. He's going to fake it to Potempa. Rolling right. Got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown. Von Wise in the back corner of the end zone.
That drive and determination to succeed can be seen with every practice, as seen by receivers coach Mike Lynch, who watched Wise grow into almost a secret weapon for the EIU offense.
And as a defensive coordinator, you're not sure what to classify him as. You can classify him as a tight end, and get your heavier people on the field, and we like that because we feel like he can run by people. You classify him as a wide receiver, then you might get your lighter people on the field, and we might put him on the end of the line and use him as a blocking tight end. But the mismatches he creates on the outside, lining him up against corners and running fade routes, or blocking for our bubble screen game, that gives us a chance to get to circle the defense, put him on the inside as a slot receiver and run him down the middle of the field. Those quarterbacks love those big targets going down the middle of the field.
Garoppolo drops back to pass. He stands tall in the pocket, sails deep down the middle, hit Wise at the 20-yard line. Von Wise with the catch off a pretty throw from Garoppolo.
Now content with his role as a tight end, Wise understands that he may never be the single big play focus of the offense, but is happy to thrive in the new role that has been carved out for him, with this season and 2 more still ahead for him.
Garoppolo's pass is complete to number 13, Von Wise.
The rest of 2 years here at EIU, I just hope that as a team we just keep coming together and maturing as a team together, and hopefully in the next 2 years we can just run the OVC, be the powerhouse team that we are.
Through 6 games this season, Wise has 8 receptions and is tied for the team lead in touchdowns with 2. For Panther Sports Talk, this is Ramin Karbasioun.